Hey guys, it's Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, and welcome to Mail Monday, a weekly series not so much about the gameplay, but instead is about your questions and my answers to them. Let's do this. Alright, for sensitive listeners, this first question acknowledges the existence of sex. The love of my life denies me oral. Hey Woody, so I've been dating this girl for around 8 months that I'm madly in love with. She means the world to me, and I could see marrying her one day. So here goes, and I'm sorry for the awkward topic. The only time me and my girl ever fight is when I ask for oral sex. She has done it before, but now she refuses to even talk about it. I haven't had all that much experience with it before her, and it feels like I'm missing out on something that I'd really enjoy. She has implied in the past that she doesn't see it ever happening again, which makes me really sad. If I marry her, I may never have the experience again, and I imagine that this could cause some resentment down the line. We have a good sex life besides this, 4 to 5 times a week, and she just doesn't want me going down on her either. I guess it's just a turnoff for her. Nothing I say or am willing to do or try will change her mind. Today we had a heated argument about it, and she burst into tears and told me that she would do it if she had to. This made me feel really guilty and selfish, and in a way, the argument confirmed that it's never going to happen, at least not by me asking for it. Do you have any suggestions for me or her? Should I just accept that it won't happen again for me in this life? We're in our early 20s, by the way. Any type of reply would be great, and I'll make sure she doesn't watch it if it makes Mail Monday. P.S. Your show is amazing, man, really. By far the best thing on YouTube, and I turn off ad block just for you. Wow, that's cool. You've already helped me in the past more than you know. Thanks for everything, Woody. Oh, well, thanks for the kind words. Now let's do it. Let's do it just seemed awkward in this context. Let's forget I ever said that. The question you're really asking here is, does sexual compatibility matter, right? Is this an important thing in a relationship? And you are in your 20s and you're talking about her being the one. You're asking questions about marrying her. So this isn't something to take lightly, right? You're not figuring out if you should keep dating. You're kind of saying like, man, I really like her in a lot of ways, but is this the one I lock in forever? And normally my default state is, go for it. You guys will be great, etc. But I want you to consider this really cautiously. Sexual compatibility does matter. It's a thing, and it's a thing that counts in a relationship. If you're a little bit rocky road and she's straight up vanilla, then you're always going to be wishing that you had somebody else who was maybe a little bit rocky road like you. If you're going to face a lifetime of temptation, right? And look, everybody does, right? Everybody overcomes temptation at one point or another. It's going to be more difficult for you to do that if your needs aren't being met at home. I don't mean to blame the one who's cheated on, right? That's not what I'm headed here for. But I'm just facing the reality that things get a little bit trickier if you're dealing with a situation where, your needs aren't being met at home. And, these needs aren't really outlandish, crazy unicorn sex. We're kind of talking about the basics. The other thing is this, when you're married, sex can be the cornerstone of intimacy, right? It's a time where, after your time spent, you are going to feel closer to each other. After your time spent, you're going to think, damn, that was a good idea. That was cool. I like doing this with her. I like spending this time with her, and it's a chance for us to emotionally bond again, right? That's like one of the most beautiful things about sex. It's not just the chemicals in your brain that feel like some sort of high. It's also a way to unite with a person that you care about. If you're not uniting properly, during this process, if you finish it thinking like, all right, didn't suck, I guess, then think carefully about marrying if you guys are not compatible as a match like that. That's my advice to you. Oh, I had another thought. You guys should consider seeing a therapist. It sounds crazy, right? And it almost sounds like it's this mark of doom or something. Oh my God, they're in therapy even before they get married. But it's not. It's not. I think that this issue has become kind of heated and charged in such a way that it's really difficult for her to talk about it. And if you have this man in the middle, figuratively, then, it's going to let her open up in a way that she wasn't able to open up before. It would be good for her. And, I did this thing with Jackie called Engagement Encounter. It was run by the church. And if we wanted to get married in a church, then we had to do this Engagement Encounter thing. And in it, we talked about all these issues of marriage. They would give you questions, split up, and there were maybe a dozen couples there. And we talked about how many kids we want, where we want to live, attitudes towards finances and birth control, and all the sorts of like big marriage issues. Now, Jackie and I had mostly talked about them before, almost completely talked about them before, but it was nice to get it out there and sort of, confirm that we were on the same page with some of these super important issues. I could see a lot of the couples around us really hadn't nailed it all down. Even to me, like core stuff, like kids, they were working out in the engagement encounter. So, it wouldn't be such a bad idea for you to have an experience like with the therapist to hash out issues like this. You don't want to spend a lifetime. You don't want to drop into a lifetime commitment when you have core unresolved issues. And to be honest, sexual compatibility in a marriage, it matters. So get it worked out. Get it worked out. And if that involves seeing somebody, then it's not such a bad thing. As a matter of fact, I think it would turn out to be a really good thing. Hey Woody, I'm a junior in a 4-year university and I'm pursuing a degree in computer science so I can get a job in the gaming industry. All right, well done. I'm currently in my first programming class, Intro to Java, and what I was wondering is this really necessary? Do I have to have a Bachelor of Science in computer science to get a job in the gaming industry or a job in general in comp sci? I've checked some companies out and many of them said that a BS is necessary, while others stated that it would be a plus, as long as I know the languages for whatever programs they use. Anyway, I just wanted to hear from you since you might have more knowledge on this and you could shine some light on it for me. Any help would be appreciated, and I know you have hundreds if not thousands of these to reply and read to, that's true. But thank you for your consideration and great work. All right, let's do this. Yeah, so one of the upsides of being 7,000 years old is that I get some insight on issues like this. My friend's father was a scientist. He worked for a drug company called Hoffman LaRoche. You may have heard of it. It's a big one. And so he's old, right? Older than him. It's my friend's dad. And when he got into it, it didn't require a college degree or university degree for you international guys. You could be a scientist as long as you were a smart guy. And, he got some on-the-job training and he learned what to do and he did his thing and all was well. The thing is, later in his career, he found that he was completely trapped at this company. They put him on night shift, and there was nothing that he could do about it. He was a legit scientist, and he had 30 years industry experience, and he couldn't get another job. He was just locked in there because it got to the point where he really wasn't qualified. Not that he wasn't smart enough or couldn't do the job. It was that he needed college to get the job. That was the deal. And we're seeing the same thing in computer science right now. Right now, if you want to be a programmer, you can kind of get by without a degree, right? You're kind of right there. It's changing as we speak right now. If you were to catch me in the 90s, then like a degree was totally like a optional thing, right? I remember having these not arguments, but like discussions where we'd agree, like, yeah, some of the best programmers I know didn't even go to college. They just had a passion for it and they're self-taught and they did a great job and everything is cool. But that's not the way that it stays. Eventually, like if you fast forward to the year 2020 or 2025, then a college degree is going to be completely mandatory for computer science jobs. That's the deal. So here you are in college, a junior. If that might not mean anything to international people, but that means he's in his 3rd year of a 4-year program. And he's like, yeah, I'm 3 years into a 4-year program. Should I just stop? No, dude, you shouldn't stop. You shouldn't, because you're going to be, one, already it's tougher to get a job without a college degree and you'll earn less. And two, even if you get that job, by the time you're looking for your next one, whatever, 5 years from now or 3 years from now, it's this college degree that you don't have will be even more mandatory than it ever was before. Dear Woody, I've been watching your videos for a while now and absolutely love your channel. Thanks. I'm 15 years old and my life has changed a lot. In the 8th grade, I had a bully who harassed me to the point where I wanted to commit suicide. I had a 1.12 GPA. That's a D student for you guys that don't know. And I was made fun of constantly and degraded, even at home, about my dreams and goals. I've had money issues and a constant array of issues in a short period of time, and I even attempted suicide. failed and was even more pissed off that I fucked that up too. So that was my issue in a nutshell. I didn't talk to anyone about it. So I was constantly bullied, looking as if I was going to be held back and I wasn't going anywhere in life. And suddenly I changed after watching your videos constantly. I'll get to that. I watched every one of your Mail Mondays seeking help, and here's what I've done. Now I'm taking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm in an MMA league where I have tournaments, and I have 3 major fights, and I've only lost once. My GPA has risen to a 3.9, which makes him an A student. And I've gotten an internship offering at my local fire department. I want to go to school to study cybersecurity and become a Navy SEAL. I've been told time and time again that it's not possible. I'm doing great, and I wanted to tell you the reason I am where I am is because of your videos. Not true. I honestly think I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, and you're my hero. I would love a reply back, and I want to let you know that you will never be forgotten, and I'll always cherish what you bring to the YouTube community. God bless. I didn't pick this letter to pump up my ego. I really didn't. I don't believe what he's saying. I don't believe that I'm the reason that he turned this around. Something in him was sparked. And maybe it's puberty. Maybe he got muscles. You know, he's 15 now. Something about him changed. His insides did, and he became confident, and he became ambitious, and he went out and he got something. The reason I picked this letter is because I related to it. I have been as low as him, and I have been as high as him, and I wanted to hold him up as an example that if you are as low as him right now, it doesn't stay that way, it gets better. It really does. You do have the ability to turn this thing around. You might be looking at it right now thinking that you have no future. Look at him. He was bullied and he was a D student. He was worried about being left behind at school, meaning they were going to make him do perhaps 8th grade twice. And now he's on top of the world. Now he's winning at life. And you can do that too. You can snap your fingers and decide to be a different guy. You can make a right turn in your life. And that, I don't know, I just saw this and I was kind of inspired. And I know he gave me a lot of credit for the changes in him. I think it's coincidental. I think that something in him changed at the same time. Maybe he found my series, but not because of my series. Anyway, if you're down, you really can decide to change this thing around. And, you know, it might be as simple as getting outside on a sunny day and just saying, all right, today I make something happen. It might be as simple as opening your books and doing your schoolwork that maybe you don't normally do. And just say, all right, today's the day I make something happen. And then feel good about yourself for having done that. Success breeds success and you become a new guy. This guy did it and you can do it. And he inspired me enough to make Mail Monday. So I ran a little late. Perhaps by now you've already picked out which video you want to watch next. Be sure to drop a like. Thanks, guys.